Hello.
What's going on, man? How are you?
What's up? I'm doing well, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I've seen you before online and stuff, and I totally disagree with almost everything you say. I think you're a propagandist.
You disagree with everything I say?
Almost.
Almost everything. What's one thing you disagree with?
Well, I disagree with your tactics. Like, for example, I think it's not right that you speak a lot with children. I think it's not right that you. I know you have reasons you say because they're going to be soldiers eventually, but and also I
That's
disagree
not
with.
specifically my reasons. No, but no. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I disagree with the fact that you try to bait people, you try to rage people, like you say things like, you go, where are you from, knowing that they're from Israel, because you select Israel as the country.
Well, some
And
people
then
have VPNs. I don't necessarily know if they're from Israel. Yeah,
true.
I truly don't. I have to ask to make sure. And for you, for example, I don't know if you're actually from Israel. It says you're from Israel, but you don't sound like you're from Israel.
Well, I'm from America originally, but right now I'm in Israel. I've been living in Israel for 15 years.
That's my point. So you're not originally Israeli. I have to ask. I got to make sure.
But I am Israeli.
Okay, but it doesn't sound like you are. Did you get my point?
Yeah, I understand. Okay. But then it's not the fact that you're asking them where they're from. It's that what your follow-up question is almost all the time. It's, oh, I'm Palestinian, with a big smile, a way of.
I'm proud to be Palestinian.
Yeah, I understand that, but you're trying to get a rise out of people because you know that when an Israeli hears the fact that someone is Palestinian, and have you been to Palestine?
Yes.
Were you born in Palestine?
No, but I've been there.
How are
Okay.
you Palestinian?
Because my parents were born in Palestine. I'm ethnically Palestinian. Okay, we're running away from something that I disagree with, right? The fact that just saying that I'm Palestinian is enough to make them angry. Is that true? Is that what you said?
No, I think when you say that they're Palestinian with a big smile on your face, it doesn't make them angry, but it makes them very defensive. It's like
why?
Why?
I'm Palestinian. Why?
Because most of the Palestinian culture didn't really start until the 1960s. Yes, there were Arabs that.
What are you talking about? There was literally a newspaper named Palestine in 1911. Is that not a problem? Is that not bad that kids get upset when I say I'm Palestinian and they get defensive when I say I'm Palestinian? Is that not a problem?
It's a big problem.
Okay.
But do you know why it's a problem? It's a problem because most Palestinians, their goal is to get rid of the Jewish state. So we look at Palestinians as our enemy. It's because they have declared that their goal is to get rid of the Jewish state.
Yeah, their goal is to get rid of the apartheid and the occupation and the oppression and to.
How's it an apartheid and an occupation? You know, apartheid comes from South Africa, right?
Yeah, and South Africa actually ruled this as an apartheid. They went to the ICJ to tell Israel to stop. Yeah.
I have a black South African in my room with me right now. So what's your point?
What?
Right. A black South African would tell me that Israel is not an apartheid. So
okay, and I could show you South Africa going to the ICJ saying it is.
Yeah, but the ICJ has no authority.
They're the highest court in the world. This isn't an opinion like, oh, this is what I think. Basically, every human rights group says so, that this is an apartheid. I'm talking about the leaders of the anti-apartheid movement, not just random people. People who fought to end apartheid, like Nelson Mandela and his friends and his group, his political party, not just random people.
Let's not deal with political organizations that are very politically motivated and anti-Jewish and anti-Israel. Let's deal with
being anti-apartheid is not being anti-Jewish. Being anti-Israel is not being anti-Jewish.
I'm anti-apartheid. I'm not anti-Israel.
Is Nelson Mandela anti-Jewish?
Let's talk about the facts on the ground, not international organizations and their opinions.
But that's what facts are. I'm talking about international organizations, human rights groups. I'm talking about facts. Okay, let's talk about facts. You're American with no ties to Israel. Your parents.
No ties. I've been living here for 15 years.
My parents were born there. You can go live there. I can't.
Oh, really? Guess what? My great grandparents were born here. How about that?
So your great-grandparents are Palestinian. What do you want me to tell you? If your great-grandparents...
When was there a country called Palestine?
The whole point is freeing Palestine and liberating Palestine.
There was never a country called Palestine. There was an area of land called Palestine.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. We tried to form Palestine and we were denied our national right. Before 1948, the land was the British mandate of Palestine, not Israel. We tried to form Palestine. That was our national right, and we were denied, and we were stolen that right by the Zionist movement, which started in the late 1800s.
So in 1920, the British got the British mandated Palestine, but before that, it was the Ottoman Empire, which wasn't Arab, by the way.
The people were.
And yeah, the majority of them. There was always Jews here, correct?
Yeah, very minority, yes. Arab Jews. They were Arab Jews.
Okay, and guess what? The majority of the Jews here still are Arab Jews.
Immediately after 1948, they were not. That happened afterwards as people started coming in from Arab countries, Arab Jews from Arab countries. But immediately after, no, they were European. Zionism is a European movement.
The Jews were here then, right? Right, Jesus was here, right?
Yes,
Judea,
yes,
right?
And Romans and Greeks and Canaanites.
I'm called Jew because I'm from Judea, right?
You're from New York. I don't know about you. Yeah, but the people 3,000 years ago, yeah, sure, they're from Judea. Yeah, you're from New York, bro. But the people you're talking about, they were ancient Hebrews.
Where are you from? Are you from Texas? You from Texas, bro?
I'm from Palestine. What are you talking about?
Texas, bro. No.
You're originally.
I'm from New York.
You're originally from New York. Yes, I'm originally Palestinian.
You're originally from Texas. Were you born in Palestine?
No, my parents were. I can't go back. We're being occupied.
You're Texan and I'm New York.
I'm not Texan, okay? but I want you to understand something.
So then I'm Israeli.
That's so stupid. That argument is so stupid. Okay, so ancient Hebrews lived there, Romans lived there, Canaanites lived there, so many other groups lived there, okay? And Ashkenazi, yes, sure, is linked to the Levant. Yeah, that's your DNA. But I come from the continuous presence. You're talking about your ancestors who lived there 3,000 years ago. That does not transfer. That's stupid. 3,000 years ago, we all come from different places. Should everyone go back to where their ancestors lived 3,000 years ago? Make that make sense.
We don't have to go back 3,000 years ago. Let's just go back to 1948, bro.
Yeah, we could. Let's go back to the Nakba where you kicked 750,000 Palestinians out of their homes and killed 10,000 plus of them. You want to talk about that? Sure.
First off, your facts are unfactual facts. In 1948, the Israel was formed by the UN. Facts. What's that?
Nothing. Unfactual facts. Keep going.
1948, the Jews were given 10% basically of Palestine, right? 10%. You guys got Jordan, which was about 80%, and then they were split the other rest by 50%. The Jews would have gotten mostly desert and swamp, and the Arabs would have gotten mostly the good stuff.
10%? What are you talking about?
Said, let me finish.
It was 55%. Right? It was majority of the land.
Wait. The British Mandate of Palestine was first given to Jordan, about 80% of the land, right?
You're skewing it. Including Jordan. It was one mandate.
It included Jordan, correct?
Jordan was never Palestine.
Wait. That's not true. The British Mandate of Palestine included Jordan, correct?
Yes. It was one mandate.
It was the British Mandate of Palestine. It was one land, correct?
No, it was one mandate. They specified it was two different regions. So Jordan's not Palestine, if that's what you're saying, and Palestine is not Jordan. Those are two different things. Syria.
That's not what I'm saying.
Okay, because Syria and Lebanon was also under one mandate, two different regions, two different countries.
Let's look it up. Should we look it up?
Go ahead.
Okay. All right, we're in. Yes.
Okay, so real quick.
Established after World War I under the League of Nations, included the territories that are now modern-day Israel and Jordan.
Okay, so it was called. So listen to me, right? It was considered a separate administrative district. Does that make sense?
Not true.
It was intended to be an emirate.
Okay, not true, but okay.
Yes, it was.
But okay, the British promised you guys, the Palestinians who didn't call themselves Palestinians at the time, they promised them. Not true. They promised.
They did. They called themselves Palestinians, and they actually made a newspaper in 1911 called Palestine to show that self-determination.
I understand because it was it was named after the region, the people of Palestine.
I'm talking about the articles that they wrote. I'm talking about the articles that they wrote. Yeah. They called themselves Palestinian. Yeah.
Most of the people that called themselves Palestinians, not all, but most of the people that called themselves Palestinian at that time were the Jewish people and not the Arab people. But okay,
false, completely false. You may be taking one narrative of maybe the soccer team, and you're trying to flip that into saying, oh, they're all the Jewish people are Palestinians. But I think that's probably what you're referring to. These people that lived there, they went to local Palestinians and had them draw potential flags for a future state. This was in the 1920s, by the way.
And I know. Yeah. There was supposed to be a Palestinian state. That was part of the mandate.
Sure. So why did they call it Israel?
Oh, they I'll tell you why. They said that, like I said, first off, they gave 80% almost of Palestine to, which you don't consider Palestine, to the Arabs.
Okay, so we can't rewrite history. I mean, it's just not how it works. So
that is history.
No, so I can. So let me tell you, it was under the mandate of Palestine, but it wasn't considered Palestine. Palestine Transjordan was under one mandate. You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't the same thing. Palestine and Transjordan were not considered the same thing. They were under one mandate.
I was going through the history. You could say
I am too. I'm telling you that.
Why it happened? Okay, what you call Palestine, what I call Israel, they were going to split it 50-50.
It was 45-55.
You're right, 45-55.
That's not 50-50.
Okay. Well,
one has the majority, one doesn't.
Were the Jews mostly getting the desert, which no one wanted to live in anyway? And the Arabs were getting most of the good land.
They got all of the port cities, except Gaza.
All the port cities.
Yeah, that's bad land.
They got all the port cities.
Is that bad land?
Not true. Haifa wasn't part of the port cities.
Yes, yeah, Akka, Haifa, Yafa. They got Akka, Haifa, and Yafa. Is that bad land?
Did we get all of those?
Yeah.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
What percentage of the land that Israel was offered in 1948 was desert and swamp?
Are you asking ChatGPT?
Yeah, I'm asking ChatGPT.
Are you talking to ChatGPT?
The Eastern Galilee included fertile areas, but also marshy zones, and the Negev desert was a large proportion of what they got. And yes, they did get ports, coastal plains.
Oh, is that bad land? So ChatGPT looks like they're on my side. Is that bad land or no?
No, I didn't say they weren't getting good land. I said mostly bad land.
So is that bad land?
I think all the land is perfect. Even the desert is perfect.
Okay.
And that's why we accepted it.
Okay.
Did we accept it? Did the Jews accept it?
We said no.
Right, exactly. Why?
Yeah, because it's our land and we don't have to give it to you. Did you read what Ben Gurion said about the partitions in 1936?
I'm making a point. Let me finish my point, then you can tell me anything you want. So, you guys said no. You guys declared a war against us. Actually, it wasn't even you guys. It was mostly just all the other countries around, right? And I don't know why all the other countries around declared war on Israel if it was a Palestinian issue, if it wasn't another issue. Whatever.
Okay, because we were getting massacred and
you weren't. It was the other way around.
You want to look at Deir Yassin? You want to look at Tantura? Deir Yassin happened before the war. Specifically, Deir Yassin, it happened before the war. Yeah. Now, do you know what Pan-Arabism is?
Yes.
Okay, so why are you confused?
Why am I confused? I want to know how come you say 750,000 people, Arabs, were kicked out of their home when most of them were left because, hey guys, we're going to kill Jews. Get out of our way.
Do you want to ask ChatGPT real quick? First of all, dude, you got to do your research and chat.
Don't laugh at me.
I will laugh at you if you're using ChatGPT for your sources.
How about using ChatGPT? I said using Grok. It's better.
It's AI. It's AI. You're using AI. Why are you using AI? Okay, look up what the percentage of that was the case. Okay,
percentage of what?
Like single-digit percentage left from the orders from Arab countries. Look up the amount of people that left from the Arab countries.
There's no record of that.
You just said it was the majority.
Yeah, but
where's the record? So where's the record? Are you just coming up with that number?
I don't have a number.
Show me the record. Show me the record. Show me.
There is no record.
A single-digit percentage left from orders from Arab countries. The rest were kicked out.
No, that's not true. Most left because of not orders, fear.
You said it was Arab orders. Now you're saying they left. Which one is it?
No.
Which one is it?
It's a few things.
You're changing your story. So you said orders, and now you say fear.
They got orders. They got orders to leave. You better you got to leave because if you don't leave, you're going to be in the way of the war.
How many?
If you don't leave, I don't know how many because there's no records of how many.
Did you not say the majority like a second ago?
Yes, the majority. Correct.
So where are you getting that information from? I don't think you can just say that, and it's just like true. Where are you getting that information from?
Because a lot of Arabs have said that, and a lot of Jews that were around at the time have said that.
Ya Allah. Where's the source, please?
How many Jews were murdered in the Holocaust?
What are you talking about? What does this have to do with anything? What does this over 6 million? Over 6 million. We have we have records of that.
Tell me exactly how many.
Tell
me exactly how many.
We have a real number. I said over 6 million. Can you give me a number?
We do not have a real number because no one was there counting.
We have records. There are records. That's the difference. You're saying there's no records for this.
You're wrong.
There are records of the. That's a well-documented genocide. Yes, we have a real number. We are basing our number off of records, and we compare and we can make estimates based on records. You are telling me there are no records for the Nakba of 750,000 people being kicked out of their homes, and you are still coming up with a number. And you are saying, you are telling me there are no records. However, there are records, and I'm telling you it's a single-digit percentage out of the majority, out of the amount that were kicked out. I'm asking you, where are you getting the majority from? Just give me a source.
How many left because they were afraid that the Jews were going to come and kill them?
Why are we deflecting and why are you dodging my question? Where are you getting the majority from? Just give me a source. I'm asking for one source.
I don't have a source on
so where are you getting this number from? Where are you getting the majority from?
There's over 750,000 that left. That doesn't mean they were kicked out.
So the 750,000 left? How many got kicked out from the Arab countries? I'm confused. Like where? How is this logic working? Because you're telling me now all of them were. You're saying all of them left now?
Arab countries didn't kick out anybody. The Arab countries.
You just said they kicked the majority of them out.
It says left due to fear, 50 to 70%. Convinced by Arabs, 10 to 20%. And kicked out by Jewish forces, 20 to 30%.
Okay, where are you getting these numbers from, by the way? The numbers that you just read out, where are you getting that from?
The internet.
Where? Was that ChatGPT?
No, like once again, it was Grok.
It was Grok. So was that AI? Were you using AI for your source? Can you get me the actual source? I need your source.
I don't have a source. I don't have a written source.
I have a real source. I'll give you my source. I have a real source. You don't have a written source. I do.
Source?
Okay.
What's your real source? Your grandfather.
No, right? I have written sources. I'm telling you. Okay. Listen. Do you know who Benny Morris is?
Yeah.
Okay. He is probably one of the leading experts on the Nakba.
No, he's not. He's a moron.
Yes. Why? Because you don't agree with him? He is probably one of the leading experts on the Nakba in the world, and it's because he writes in. Listen.
Why do you call it the Nakba?
Listen. Oh my God, this guy's deflecting. Listen. He is probably, once again, one of the leading experts on the Nakba in the world, and it's because he writes in detail with facts and numbers and figures of what actually happened in 1948. Benny Morris, by the way, is a Zionist, okay? But guess what? He writes about the different stages of the Palestinian Nakba. During the first stage, he estimates that 250,000 to 300,000 were kicked out because of military operations from groups like Irgun and the Haganah. I'm sure you're familiar with them. They pull up literally Israeli reports that say that at least 73% of the expulsion was caused directly by the Zionists, 22% from fear, and only 5% from orders from Arab countries. Okay, those are the numbers.
I read about a guy named Elliot who had an alien that came down and visited him, and then he helped him go back to his homeland. Just because someone writes something.
A guy?
True.
A guy?
Yeah, there was a guy. Yeah, a guy. His name is Steven Spielberg. He wrote this. He made it into a movie. It's called E.T. My point is, just because you write something.
I'm talking about a historian. That's fiction. Okay, this is history.
No, a lot of historians write based on their narrative. The same way your history is based on the Palestinian narrative, and I'm sure part of my history is based on the Israeli
Benny
narrative.
Morris is a Zionist, and he wrote facts. He wrote facts, and he told you what happened. Okay, and he's saying the opposite of what you're saying, and he bases his work off of Israeli archives, actual government archives. His information comes from the Israeli government, from their archives. They wrote about what they did in 1948. Watch Tantura. They talk about what they did in 1948.
You think a brand new country had archives when they were busy fighting a war? They were busy writing archives. Let me ask you about the Quran.
Yes, they have archives. No, why are you asking me about the Quran? Why are you running away?
I have a question. Do you want Arabs and Jews to live peacefully
with equal rights from the river to the sea?
Okay, so do the Arabs that live in Israel that have Israeli citizenship, they don't have equal rights?
No, they don't.
That's a lie. How come we have a Supreme Court justice.
You had during South Africa's apartheid, you had black people also in power, and that doesn't mean they still weren't marginalized. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Like, Obama was president in America. Does that mean that black people don't face discrimination? Does that mean that there's no racism in the U.S.? I'm losing my mind.
I have a question. When I told you something and based on estimates, and you said, "Where's your source?" and I didn't have a source because I thought there isn't a real source. You had a problem with that.
Are you talking about? Are you talking about the Israeli archives? Because I gave you my sources there.
Yeah, but that's a BS. That's a BS source.
No, Benny Morris. Okay, so now you're saying I didn't. Now you're saying I didn't give you a source. And then I just clarified that I did give you a source. It was about Benny Morris and the Israeli archives. And now you're saying it's a BS source. Did I give you a source or did I not give you a source? Benny Morris, Ilan Pappé, Avi Shlam, all of these are Israeli historians. Benny Morris being a Zionist. They use primary records, once again, Israeli archives, governmental archives of what actually happened in 1948.
What governmental archives?
Do you know what primary sources are?
Yeah.
That's what they used.
What is it? What is your primary source?
The
governmental archives that say what?
What I'm telling you, the numbers I just gave you.
No, that's not true. Those numbers don't exist. That archive doesn't exist.
Can you listen to me for a second? I gave you my sources of where I got these numbers from. Can you give me yours? Can you give me yours?
For which item?
For all of the numbers that you just came up with, saying it was this. All of them were told by the Arabs. Whatever BS you said, I want those sources.
I already explained to you that there are no sources.
What do you mean there are no sources?
Let's move on. It's bullshit. Let's move on.
No, we're not moving on. We're not moving on.
You want peace.
We're not. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. I'm not moving on. I'm not.
Justice.
Freeing Palestine from the river to the sea, ending the oppression, ending the occupation.
There's no occupation.
Why are you deflecting? Give me your sources. Why are you deflecting? Give me your sources.
I told you there is no source.
So where did you get these numbers from?
I got it from Grok, like I told you.
From AI? Give me the fucking... Give me the sources. Are you slow? Give me the sources.
Yeah, I am slow, but you're evil. There's a difference between being slow and evil.
Give me the sources. You're saying that. Where are you getting these numbers from? How are you? No, we're not moving on. We're not moving on. You need to come with facts. You need to come with factual information.
I gave you the numbers. I told you them. I told you it was 10 to.
Okay.
I don't remember what they were, but I gave you.
There is literally a military report from 1947 to 1948. Okay, they literally called it the immigration of Palestinian Arabs. It was around the period. From 1947 to 1948. I think it was around a little under a year, okay? And that came out in 1948. That is a primary source, and that is what historians use.
Oh, what is ChatGPT? Why can't I use it?
Use primary sources.
It's not ChatGPT, it's Grok. It's much better than ChatGPT.
What are you, a Grok ambassador? Why do you keep saying that? Grok too, it's the same thing.
Does AI control the bombs that go into Gaza, that land in Gaza? It's pretty good AI, isn't it? AI is pretty good, bro.
Yeah, and kids are being killed with that. Hospitals are being bombed. Schools are being bombed. Refugee camps are being bombed. 80% of Gaza is flattened to the ground. 20,000 kids have been killed. You are evil. You are evil. You are rooted in evil. Israel is evil. Your family should be ashamed. I mean, you're going to tell me, yeah, AI is using the bombs. They're pretty good. They're pretty accurate. They're killing kids. Yeah. Anyways, they're just brainwashed is what it is, you know? I asked him for a source, and like half the time it's ChatGPT. The other half is like, oh, these numbers, I don't have a source. That's not how you conduct research. Like, at the very least, use Wikipedia. Wikipedia is not even good. Don't even use that. But at the very least, use Wikipedia if you're that lazy, okay? I was literally arguing with AI. Yeah, I was arguing with AI.